करें शुरू।
हाँ जी मैम। हेलो। हाँ जी मैम। हेलो हेलो। या विक्रम,
हाँ जी।
वी आर लाइव नाउ।
ओके, shall we start? Okay, good morning everyone. So today we are here to have a discussion and just a second. To have this webinar on financial literacy program Jadu Ginni Ka, and we have distinguished guest here today with us, and we would like to discuss how Jadugini ka program is we are implementing this program in this COVID times, and uh, and how we are impacting people's life using this financial literacy program. So the COVID times are tough, and we are losing precious lives and resources. And today, the significance of lighting a lamp becomes more relevant as it removes the forces of darkness. Let this lamp of hope and prayers burn bright in our hearts. Let this light spread the message of positivity, peace, and new direction in life. Celeste, can you please light the lamp for all of us?
आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
Thank you, Celeste, for that short video on lighting the lamp. Our darkest moments give us the opportunity for seasons of our greatest growth. Every day we work towards continuity of acceptance and persistent hope. With these lines, so complementary to the day to day, I, on behalf of NIIT Foundation, extend my warm greetings and a hearty welcome to each and everyone here on this very special event of the webinar on financial literacy in a COVID world, organized by NIIT Foundation. More smiling, less worrying, more compassion, less judgment, more blessed, less stressed, more love, less hate. This wonderful message is spread by her mere presence. I feel honored to invite our very dear Charu Kapoor ma'am, CEO NIIT Foundation, to share the journey of Jadu Girnika NIIT Foundation. Over to you, Charu ma'am.
Thank you, Vikram. Thank you so much, Sailesh, for that beautiful Vandana. And with this, I will like to welcome all our distinguished guests here. I would like to thank each one of you for sparing the time and joining us for this webinar today. In this difficult time, I know that each one of us individually is challenging a lot of things on home, personal, and office fronts. But despite that, you're here. It's really to be appreciated. Before I go on, I will like to welcome Dr. Nilay Ranjan, who is the head CSR Vodafone India Foundation. Welcome, Dr. Nilay Ranjan. I think we are really, really privileged to have your guidance in this project and this entire, uh, implementation of the program Jadu Ginnika. In last 3 years, NIT Foundation, along with many of its esteemed partner organizations and other NGO partners, have captured beautiful milestones in terms of qualitative impact and in terms of the largeness of impact with your able guidance. I will like to share that Dr. Nilay Ranjan carries a very rich experience of rural development projects, and he has spent a considerable amount of his career in UNDP. I think we have really benefited with your guidance and the entire Vodafone Foundation team from time to time. Before I will like to also share that this program has been a boon at this time. I know today when we go ahead with the proceedings of the program, there will be many beautiful success stories that we'll have the privilege to share. And these are difficult times when so many families went at risk for bare minimum sustenance. I want to share that people who benefited from the financial literacy program in last couple of years are safe. They are a step ahead and must be blessing that they went through this program. The beauty of the program is that it helped them save money, to do the right savings at the right time, to invest in schemes, to understand that what was the importance of creating a budget and removing the waste spends and doing the right spends. And above all, it brought about digital inclusion in terms of handling their finances. And that happened through the Samvad app. So the beauty is that in addition to a physical program, when in last couple of years we got this app from you, I think that became a powerful thing for everyone. So this app, when they were downloading, initially there were hiccups because there were people in remote areas, they had less of access. But when the program was shared face to face and when the app was shown, it was so attractive that everyone went ahead and downloaded, and they feel that it's a lifeline for them because they can refer to it anytime, and the whole content is so beautifully made. It has got a lot of appreciation that they want to keep it handy all the time on their phone and keep referring to it when they have to save, when they have to invest, and that is coming handy today. So in COVID times, this program becomes all the more critical because it is about individually doing more with less, saving more, and ensuring that we do the most important and the right spends. This is a time when the planning that people did and has come handy, especially the financial literacy diary, where they had created the monthly budget, and that planning has really benefited so many people. I'm sure I don't want to keep the surprise away from everyone. I don't want to hold the excitement. I want to hand it over to the team and everyone else, our distinguished speakers, for sharing more on this and for the audience to benefit. Please stay healthy, please stay safe. Let's all be positive. I'm sure that we are going through a hard time, but because these hard times make us tough and the tough ones always become successful, we will definitely win in our fight against COVID. And with this, I will like to hand over the mic back to Vikram. Thank you so much and welcome everyone again today.
Thank you so much, Charu ma'am, for your kind words and to explaining about the program and how we how we all are able to impact people by leveraging technology, especially. So thank you so much. Uh, Vodafone Idea Foundation recognizes the need of financial inclusion and has partnered with NIIT Foundation to provide a sustained financial literacy training program in semi-urban and rural parts of India. This is Jadu Ginni ka program. In continuation to this, I quote the National Foundation for Educational Research, which believes that financial literacy is the ability to make informed judgments and to make effective decisions regarding the use and management of money. Today, we are honored to have Dr. Nilay Ranjan, head Vodafone India Foundation, with us. I would request Sir to now kindly give us an understanding on how the Jadu Ginni Ka program initiated and how that whole idea came into the mind and the way forward from here. Over to you, Nilay sir.
Thank you, Vikram. Thank you for such a wonderful backgrounds, and thank you, Charu ma'am, for starting the context settings where how the financial literacy is important during the COVID period. Warm welcome to everyone. Good morning for this webinar, and I'm grateful to NIIT Foundations to also bring Dr. N. Gurumurthy, Honorable Member of Parliament, for these sessions, who will speak later on. And first of all, I just wanted to take that key Vodafone Foundations implements various programs in the social sector. It's a CSR arms of Vodafone India Limited, and it's implement various programs in agriculture, women empowerment, health and education, and financial literacy. Backbone, and as Dr. Chandu Kapoor has said, that financial management is key. If you have a savings, because right now people are losing jobs, people are sitting at home, taking care of their families, members, or all things requires a money. And if you manage your financial well, you can manage this difficult time also well. And that's why I said that financial management generally people do in a classroom, teach and go. But it is not like one time, it's a behavioral change. And for that, it requires a constant support in terms of content, which can be revised and it can be make a part of the habit. I'm happy that in the last 3.5 years, when we started this Jadu Ginni Ka program with two of the very dependable partners, Learning Link Foundations and NIIT Foundations, to setting up the training centers, making people train, and after that, this Sambad app download on their mobile phone. And after that, when I interact with the people during the training period, people are very happy with the app because it's helped them to revise the lessons which you learn there, and also gradually it's become a habit of them. A lot of the people who have gone through the journey right now, around more than 1 crore people are already trained through this program, and across the India, they are happy with that because the financial concepts are clear, where the money to invest, and it's very handy in terms of video wasting, story type, where easy to people remember and also to practice it. We have done some of the impact assessment program of this Jadu Ginni Ka through NABARD, and I'm happy to share with all of you that's most of the people who have gone through the training, they are saving around 3,600 per month. So if people have saved such money for a year and a half, During this time, when everything is locked down, people are sitting at home and requires huge medical expenses, they are using the money properly to at least use those savings during the difficult time. The journey is interesting. So when you started the programs, the videos are there, multi-regional languages, because India is a varied country. You have some Tamil, Telugu, Gujarati. So if you're doing a pan-India programs, we need some multilingual content. And that's why all the two partners, NIT Foundations and the LLF, help us in terms of doing it. And we have covered all across India. And as Charu said, that digital diary is very important because they start maintaining it. Once you start maintaining it, it becomes a part of your life and it became a behavior. And that's why that the saving habit which people have, the understanding to what are the right areas where they can invest and the right returns on the investments, it helps people to be financially independent. And that's why the people, especially for the lower income groups, lower middle classes, people in the rural areas who doesn't have any guide to help them, whatever the earnings, save for the future and where to save, how to invest, and what are the schemes available for them where they can, with minimum investment, they can secure their life. Here, the financial literacy programs is helpful for them, and I'm happy that it's growing, starting with the very few numbers. In 3 years, 1 crore beneficiary. It is a huge task, and I must compliment and congratulate NIT Foundations under the leadership of Charu Kapoor to take it forward as such a at such a horizon. Government of India is also doing the digital literacy and financial literacy. We are complement and supplementing with each other. We also have a partnership with the Common Service Center where we tie up with the government schemes, and the government is also implementing the same way. So we are complementing and supplementing with each other, the NGOs partners, the civil society people, and the people who are doing the banking sectors are helpful. Is helpful for them, and you can also spread. This is financial knowledge is very important for them, and through small app, downloading the app and the small videos and the story, they can learn some things which can help them in the future. Is important to participate there. During the COVID period, difficult period, is easy to them. Whatever the people is around you, ask them, your driver, your mid servant, ask them to inculcate these habits and do save for the future. As we struggling with the pandemic, what has become clear is the need for financial literacy and digital literacy, not just to upskill but also to manage and survive. I'm sure you will find today guest talk informative and useful. And I thanks to all NIT Foundations and all the speaker for joining us today. Over to you, Vikram. Vikram?
Yes. Hi. Thank you so much, Nilay sir, for all your kind words and to let us know about the program in detail. Thank you so much. So we have now Neela ma'am with us, and she will take us through the program now. So yeah, over to you, Neela ma'am. Thank you so much for joining.
Glitch, I was not able to join on time. And I just want to say one thing. Thank you so much, Dr. Nile. And I want to also inform all our viewers today that we have here that before we end our event today, we'll have a question answer session. For this, the viewers may put a question in the chat box, and we'll try to get a few of them answered by our guest speakers today. Moving on, let me introduce our esteemed guest, Mr. Ajay Revelia, who has over 18 years of experience in internet technologies, especially in e-learning technology, startups in India, the chief architect of the product LightROM, the founder and CTO of a learning portal, meracollege.com, founder and CEO at Schools on Web. He has gained the edge to design and execute simulated based modules for education, training, and firmly believes that online learning is not the next big thing, it is the now big thing. And we need to bring learning to people instead of people to learning. So, may I now request, sir, to share your conviction on the role of technology in training delivery, that is, e learning in villages, and possibilities and challenges? Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this introduction. I feel really privileged to be a part of such a great initiative where the digital literacy has been imparted in every aspect of the rural part of the India. And I thank Charu ma'am and Dr. Nile Ranjan on highlighting what technology uses can be done in imparting the financial literacy through the digital programs which they run through the Jadu Ka Kini and the Samvad app. So I'll start with a simple saying that the education. What is education? So education is all about communications between all the entities, and that's what I believe when I start building on any of the platforms. If you look at my profile, so I've been working for education segment since start of my career. I spent almost 18 to 20 years in building the education solutions for K-12, the higher education, the corporate side of it. But I haven't seen the significant jump till now, which I saw in the COVID time. Because if you look at the education industry in India, from several decades, the education technology was owned by the technology company and not by the educators. So that is the reason why the edtech sector in India has not been able to penetrate. And it was not only the technology company which was creating an impression that they are the one who is giving the educations to all part of the India, but it was the educator also, because they were feeling that the education technology is like the replacement, right? They can lose their job, and that is the reason why they were not been able to adopt the platform humbly, right? But it is when the WhatsApp came, the internet, the smartphone got available to each and everyone, and people start realizing that the information can be shared by just clicking a button or clicking a photograph. And what this information exchange is all about, it is all about education, right? So we were informally were part of those education technology, but we were not thinking it from the pedagogy perspective, means what kind of pedagogy I should adopt to give learning to each segment of the education. So it was the COVID time when educator thought about that we should basically use those technology tool to impart those education. So earlier, when the shift was from physical education to the online one, so there was a 0 1, right? So people were thinking these two model, the physical learning and e-learning, were two different model. But if you look at the COVID aspect, we need to think of the hybrid learning kind of thing, right? Where we need to bring the physical education into the online world, not to the 100% shift from the physical to the, because when the COVID goes, whenever the times come when the COVID go away, so we need to shift gradually to the physical one, but we need to bring uh, e-learning as a habit to this segment, right? So the another, I think there are a lot of challenges as well. While the educator were adopting those e-learning technologies to impart, to connect with their students, but there are a lot of there were a lot of challenges which those stakeholders faced. One is the electricity in the rural areas, right? The second is the internet availability to each and everyone, the availability of the smartphones or the laptop in the house. Because if you look at the rural structure of India, you hardly find us. You will only find a single device in a single house where three or more people are using the same device. So they used to wait for their own turn. So we need to think of a methodology that it is not only the online learning, synchronous classroom delivery which would work. It is the synchronous, which basically, as Dr. Nile was saying, that we need to basically make a habit of consuming the content repetitively. So educators need to think about how they can record their content, and that can be made available to the student at the later point of time when they have the access, when they have the electricity. So that kind of challenges we need to think of. So if you look at the last 1 year, where the educator is also learning about what kind of tools and technology they should use to basically stitch the whole learning process, because one tool cannot suffice the whole requirements. Means one tool is required to deliver the lecture, the second tool is required to give the question answers to the student, the third tool is required to give the assignment and assessment kind of functionality. So uh, so the program like Jadoo Ka Ginni and the app, the Samvad app, which would that I'm really sure that is going to help those educators to learn about the what kind of technology they should use, what kind of tool they should use to basically bring that learning delivery seamless to their students, right? So what we need to understand basically that it's not the educator need to give learning deliveries to the student, but it is also to be get give the awareness to those educators so that they can use best of their learning tools or the technologies to deliver their learning easily to the students, right? So that's what I want to highlight in my session. Over to you, Vikram. If anybody has any question, they can write it in the chat box. I'll be able to answer after the all speakers done with their.
एक क्वेश्चन है मेरा। Thank you very much, sir. I once read somewhere that fun is like insurance. The older you get, the more it costs. Even though people seem well in control of their financial health and matters, they're extremely worried about the risk of theirs and their family members' physical health. As a result, the perception of the importance of health and life insurance is now higher than ever. I now invite our esteemed speaker for the day, Mr. Ramesh Kumar, Chief Manager, Health Insurance TPA of India, to throw light on how insurance is a boon to the financial crisis in the times of pandemic. Over to you, sir, Mr. Ramesh Kumar.
I hope I'm audible. Am I audible? Okay. Hello, everyone. I hope I'm audible now. Once again, good morning, everyone. This is Ramesh here. I'm Chief Manager from Health Insurance TPA of India Limited. Thank you, Vodafone Foundation and NIIT Foundation for arranging this financial literacy program. And thank you for giving us a slot for throw some light on how insurance can be a boom in this pandemic time. As you all are aware that we all are globally we are going through financial uh, losses due to pandemic. All the businesses have gone down, our economy has gone down, uh, people are going losing jobs, there are pay cuts. So there are challenges in life wherein people are facing due to this pandemic. I would like to share that I joined insurance industry in the year 2000. I have 20 years of graph working with insurance. I worked with Aviva Life Insurance. I worked with Vipul Medcop TPA. Currently, I'm working with the Health Insurance TPA of India, wherein we are servicing all the 4 public sector insurance companies. So, insurance industry in India, if you say, has been like there are, uh, if we go about insurance, so insurance industry in India uh, has been growing, and people are getting aware of about the insurances, various kind of insurances, but then too it is not touched. If you see life insurance, only 5% of the country's population is covered under life insurance. If you talk about general and life insurance both, that 37% of the population is covered. So uh, it is, people are either unaware or people ignore taking the insurance. Now, in this pandemic time, if we say insurance has been boomed to a lot of people, how? See, there are like this pandemic time. In this pandemic time, the virus has hit upper class, middle class, lower class. It has not left anybody untouched. So the main bread earning member of the family has gone, or the main members of the family are gone. Children are left behind. So it is, uh, you can say, the problem is not less, the problem has increased. But if we plan our finances accordingly, so we can go ahead. Finances can be planned in like bank savings. We can do some mutual funds. We can do a lot of, there are various ways of financial planning. But I would like to tell you, if we take insurance, if we buy insurance, then we are transferring our risk to an insurance company, wherein in case of any kind of a loss, insurance company will go ahead and compensate for the loss or damage occurred during the policy periods. So if we say insurance can be divided into 2 parts, that is life insurance and general insurance. So life insurance is, we are taking insurance, we're taking insurance uh, for either for a fixed period of time, 10 years, 20 years, or we are we will get the benefit of the insurance on death. So the nominee or members who are left behind uh, after the death of the insured member, they get the compensation so that they can survive the living or they can maintain the livelihood. We talk about general insurance. General insurance, if you say, we can be divided into many parts. We can the major part is health insurance. There are imposed insurances like motor insurance, marine insurance, fire insurance. There are various kinds of insurances wherein a person can invest and transfer his risk to the insurance company. So in case of any kind of a mishappening, damage or loss, insurance company can compensate that loss and put that person into the same financial condition as he was previously. So I was talking about the ignorant behavior of the people, wherein the people are ignoring, or people, or only 5% of people are taking insurance risk. When an insurance agent calls us, they are talking, they're calling, where they've got the data from, why they are calling us. So people, now we should understand and we should plan our future accordingly now, because this is the time wherein this insurance can help our family members to survive after we are not there in this world, or for compensation of the loss or damage that has happened. Like if we talk about health insurance industry in India, you can say there are a lot of private insurance companies and government insurance companies. The 4 government insurance companies: National Insurance Company, New India uh, Assurance Company, United India Insurance Company, Oriental Insurance Company. These are the 4 insurance company that give health insurance, motor insurance, fire insurance, personal accident insurance, travel insurance, and various other insurances. But if we talk about uh, in about the pandemic situation, in this, if you would have taken anybody has taken a health insurance, they get hospitalized, then insurance company compensates for that losses up till the sum insured, right? So health insurance can be a boon wherein a person pays large bills in the hospitals. Once we step into the hospital and get discharged, it's a large, huge bill that we pay to the hospital. So in case we are paying it from our pocket, so we are washing away our savings, or in case the savings are not there, we are borrowing from friends, relatives, or from any other sources so that we can pay the hospital bills, and that leads us into a great uh, financial condition where we are broke. So in order to uh, maintain, in order to be in the same financial condition wherein uh, you were previously, before and after your the loss or damage, so insurance company puts you back into the same condition. Like in health insurance, there are two types of compensations that insurance company gives. One is once a person gets admitted into the hospital, we can take a cashless claim or a reimbursement claim. Cashless claim means you are admitted in the hospital. Hospital, if the hospital is in the network of that insurance company, then hospital sends the request to that insurance company's respective TPAs. They give the approval, and patient does not pay anything apart from some non-payable items or some registration charges or admission charges. Apart from that, entire expense is borne by the insurance company. So, in the reimbursement cases, a person pays entire bill from his pocket in the non-network hospital, and he takes reimbursement from the insurance company later on. He has to submit the documents to the insurance company or a TPA, and then he gets his amount within 15 days from the date of discharge from the hospital or after submitting the documents. So this is about this. There are various private insurance companies and general insurance companies, which are like private insurance and government insurance companies. So in India, if you talk about the insurance company, there are 52 insurance companies, out of which 24 are life insurance and 28 are general insurance companies. A person can choose. Like there are various platforms like policybazaar.com, Money Control, and other platforms are there from where a person can choose the insurance company of his choice and take an insurance policy so that he is in a safer position. He's safe. He's not washing away his savings. He's not wiping away. Uh, he is in a same financial condition as he was. When we talk about private insurance companies, there are like HDFC Ergo is there, Max Bupa is there, Universal Shampoo is there. Then we have IFCO Tokyo Insurance Company. There are various insurance companies you can compare online. These days, online digital platforms are available wherein a person doesn't have to look for the agent now, insurance agent now. Now, a person can just log into the laptop, mobile, and look for the best insurance policies, best plan for him as per his needs. If he needs a health insurance, he can look for the health insurance. If he needs a motor insurance, he can look for the motor insurance. If a person has to look for house owners, holders insurance policies, burglary policy, marine policy, fire policy, building insurance policy, any kind of insurance you need, you just log in and put you in the safe position wherein insurance is a risk transfer of an individual from uh, from my risk, I'm transferring to the insurance company, so that insurance company puts me back into the same financial condition, right? So the benefits of health insurance, as rightly as I've told you, that a person, see, we are not aware of the future. Future is unpredictable. Nowadays, it is very risky. Our life is very risky because this, if you see, this pandemic situation, anybody can come into the situation. In fact, I am also struggling with this virus, just came out of it, and it's really painful, and lot of money is required to get out of it. So even I used to think I'm sitting at home, I'll not catch this pandemic, I'll not catch this virus, but I did, only staying at home. So the future is unpredictable. Future, we need to save our future. Any person can meet with illness anytime. It can be due to accident, or you can say this virus, which is spreading so vast in India. This is the second phase. The third phase is also going to come. So we all have to make our plans accordingly. There are various insurance companies which are giving a lot of plans apart from regular plans of health insurance. Insurance companies have launched various plans. They made the awareness that take this policies. If I name a few policies like Karuna Kavach and Karuna Suraksha, these were the plans which were launched by insurance company. They did a lot of branding so that people can take this insurance, and once they catch this virus, they will get the compensation, and the compensation is up to the sum insured, or there are other policies that put you back into the same financial condition if you're home isolated also. And once you get discharged, you can put in your papers, you can drop in your papers into the insurance company or a TPA, and they will go ahead and compensate you and put in the same financial condition as you were previously. So health insurance popularly, it's a mediclaim basically. It's also known as mediclaim. So it provides that healthcare needs are and your expenses are paid back to you, right? And it gives a quality treatment. The benefit of the health insurance is that it puts you back into the same financial condition. This is one benefit. The other one is it gives you quality treatment. There are various, if you go about, there are mass policies, there are government insurance policies, like Ayushman Bharat. Previously, there was Rashtriya Suraksha Bima Yojana for the masses, given by the government of India. But if we talk about the upper class, the APL families, or the other families in India, so you can purchase the other insurances as I talked in my previous slides, right? So uh, now this is the time for you to invest. This is the time for you to put small amount of money and save your future, safeguard your future. So this is what I want to give, because if you want to talk, I can talk for the hours and hours, but the time is short. You've given me only a few minutes to speak on. So thank you, Charu ma'am. Thank you, Shailesh. Thank you, Vikram, for giving me this platform for talking about insurance. Uh, and hope to meet again. Hope to see you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Here I want to say something. I think you should sensitize the TPAs little more to be more cooperative with the family of the patients, because we have heard stories and experiences where the TPAs, are not so cooperative. So you should sensitize them, because when a family goes through tough times, as far as the illness is concerned, there is more trauma, even to get the papers and all cleared, or get the clearance from the TPA, because the hospital doesn't wait for the clearance from the TPA. They said you deposit the money, and then only we'll admit or start the treatment. So it's a request. So thank you very much, sir. Now, quoting Jhumpa Lahiri, that's the thing about books. They let you travel without moving your feet. We were fortunate enough that Dr. G. Gurumurthy, he had consented to be our chief guest, and he was going to launch this special book. But due to he's under COVID precautions, not keeping too well. So first of all, we want to wish him a speedy recovery and a good recovery. Because what we have heard, that the after effects of COVID are not so good. So wishing him a speedy recovery and a good health later on. We go forward with our program. I'm delighted to announce the launch of a special coffee table book. And all this has been possible only because of the unconditional support of our senior leadership of NIIT Foundation and Vodafone India Idea Foundation. So, respected Dr. Nile and Charu ma'am, kindly give us the permission to launch this book virtually. Shailesh, may I just request you to kindly do the needful? So this book covers impact stories from 12 states of India where Jadoo Ginika project is implemented. It includes stories from special intervention project under village impact program and the stories of some of the beneficiaries who never thought that financial literacy is another necessity of life. So here we have the stories of change. The preface. The impact in villages, digital learning for the villagers, and the impact made by NIIT Foundation till date. There's that data here. Vodafone Idea Foundation, all about them, their projects, NIIT Foundation, and the impact stories. The first story is by Sameer. I'm sure you all want to go through these, impressionable stories, and the next one is Vishal, Ambati, Madhura, Hariharan, Prasanti, Pujita, thank you so much. So today, the online world has entered the daily lives of more and more citizens. With this, financial literacy has also become as important in today's times as digital literacy. And now we have the Samvad app, which is a mobile way of learning the Jadoo Ginika, the financial literacy program. It is provided to NIIT Foundation, by Vodafone Idea Foundation to enable e-learning or app-based learning for the Android mobile users. Taking the spirit of Samvad forward, we present what the beneficiaries have to share about their experiences with the Samvad app. I invite Ms. Manjula Menon, trainer from NU NGO Tamil Nadu, to first share her experiences.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I'm associated with NU, the NGO based in Ananagar, Chennai. NU started in 1997, stands for Association for Non-Traditional Employment for Women. And true to our mission, we have been imparting vocational skill training, leading to certification and finally even placements for ladies from the underprivileged section of our society for more than 2 decades now. Our beneficiaries are ladies as young as 18 years to women even in their 40s who are married with children. Anyone who wants to look for ways and avenues to become financially independent and to aid their families. Anyone with a minimum qualification of 8th standard and above are welcome to join our courses at NU, because NU has got various courses, right from ranging from nursing. So these are certified by the Sundar Metal Foundation, a leading hospital in Chennai. We have car and auto driving, which helps our ladies to become independent. And of course, our primary courses in computers, which are the in thing nowadays, ranging from the basic courses to advanced ones, even like web designing and e-publishing, all of which we have partnered with the NIIT for the past 10 years or more. In our quest to make our women financially independent and self-sufficient, we at NU have successfully trained, I'm very happy and proud to announce, more than 14,000 children ladies and women up to date. In this ever changing world, and to be relevant to the working conditions, along with the technical training, we also impart our mandatory courses on life skills and communication in English, which will help them to deal with their clients and corporates where they are placed. As part of this life skills courses, we also include courses on financial literacy. This is imparted to each and every batch, a few sessions at a time. So it is in this particular case where this Jadu Genie program of the Vodafone comes into play. This program, developed by the Vodafone Foundation and brought to NU by the NIIT Foundation, will be an invaluable asset in our training because it gives them a lifelong means in which they can empower themselves. So it makes them financially knowledgeable and, more importantly, to make the right decisions in their lives to aid them financially and make them self-sufficient. The Samvad app, which has all the information, right from the manner of opening bank accounts to making the right savings, distinguish from the wrong savings, and also to maintain and their bank accounts, look at the various government insurance schemes which are available, which many of our beneficiaries were not aware of before, and also even the loan and interest calculations, which it is always there in the tips of their fingers through this app. This will be especially beneficial to many students, I'm sure, more so as it is in the vernacular languages. In our case, mostly Tamil, which is the mother tongue of most of our beneficiaries, and in easy to understand video formats. So even if people don't want to waste time on reading it, it just gets absorbed into their knowledge system. I'm sure it has already benefited many people. As we heard the participants say, it has benefited more than 1 crore of people to date. And I'm sure it will benefit even many more, considering its relevance to their daily lives and to their self-sustainability. So we wish to thank the whole team at Vodafone Foundation and the NIIT Foundation for this much needed initiative to impart financial literacy to those who truly need them the most, the underprivileged section of our society. Wishing them all the very best, the whole team, and thank you once again.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was lovely, listening to you, and the pleasure that this and the awareness that this app has brought. It's really commendable. Next, we proudly showcase the video of Mr. Munalal from Rajasthan. We're going to showcase a video of Mr. Munalal from Rajasthan.
मैंने वित्तीय साक्षरता ये जादूगिरी का कार्यक्रम इसमें प्रशिक्षण में भाग लिया था और जिसमें पाया कि ये जो जानकारी है आज के समय में बहुत ही सबके लिए उपयोगी है, ये आमजन के लिए सबके लिए फायदेमंद है। प्रशिक्षण से पहले मुझे इतना ध्यान नहीं था मोबाइल वॉलेट का, मोबाइल बैंकिंग का, ट्रांसफ़र करने का, ये सब की मुझे जानकारी नहीं थी। दूसरा, मुझे डर भी लगता था कि कहीं कुछ नुकसान नहीं हो जाए इसके करने से, और मैं इससे दूर ही रहता था। लेकिन प्रशिक्षण के उपरांत जो है मैंने इसको पूरी प्रक्रिया को समझा। इसके बाद में मैंने जो है लेन देन का भी मोबाइल पे करना, ट्रांसफ़र करना शुरू किया, चार्ज करना शुरू किया, मोबाइल चार्ज, और जो भी डिजिटल बैंकिंग का काम था वो मैं इस मोबाइल से आज करता हूँ। बिजली के बिल भरता हूँ, टेलीफोन के बिल भरता हूँ, पारिवारिक जो भी बिल हैं, खर्चे हैं, एक दूसरे को ट्रांसफ़र करने का है, वो सब मैं करता रहा हूँ। और इसके बाद में मैं इससे प्रेरणा लेकर के मैंने बीमा करवाया मेरा खुद का, और मैंने बच्चों को भी प्रेरित किया। इन्होंने भी 12 रुपये वाला बीमा करवाया है, और ये भी डिजिटल बैंकिंग का लेन देन अपने मोबाइल से करते हैं। मैंने स्टूडेंट्स को भी दैनिक डायरी वगैरह रखने के लिए, आय व्यय के संतुलन के लिए मैंने उनको समझाया। तो आज वो दैनिक डायरी लिखते हैं, अपने खर्चों को, आय को लिखते हैं, और इससे सबसे ज़्यादा प्रेरणा ये मिली है कि वो जो भी खर्चे करते हैं वो प्राथमिकता के हिसाब से करते हैं, फालतू खर्चा नहीं करके मितव्ययी बन रहे हैं और अपने पूरे आय व्यय का ध्यान रखते हैं। और ये बहुत ही अच्छी बात है और ये बहुत उपयोगी ये कार्यक्रम सिद्ध हो रहा है। धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, Mr. Munnalal. Let us now hear what Mr. Som Shekhar Upen, Principal of Bellard Tech, has to say. Let us now hear what Mr. Som Shekhar Upen, Principal of Bellard Technical Institute, Hubli, has to say about the Samvad app. We're just connecting with Mr. Som Shekhar Upen. Okay, I think there is some connectivity glitch, so we'll move on. The cumulative process of financial education builds the skills necessary for making critical financial decisions that affect one's ability to attain the assets such as education, property, savings that improve economic well being. A chartered accountant and a cost accountant with over 15 years of experience in financial services industry and sharing his experience over webinars, he is well aware of the need of the financial literacy in India. He is our esteemed guest, Mr. Ranjit Mishra, Chief Risk Officer at Satya Micro Capital Limited, whom I feel delighted to invite to apprise us on how financial literacy and NBFCs play the key role in strengthening the households in India.
Good morning, ma'am. Thanks for inviting me. Good morning, all the participants and viewers. Obviously, the financial literacy plays a key role, in well-being and financial prosperity for the people of all walks of the life. Including EWS section. Financial literacy and well-being is not only promoted in the higher section of the society. It should be part of the bottom of the pyramid. So what NBFCs are doing in India is especially microfinance and affordable housing and the MSME lending, which has been done by the NBFC verticals in India, is pushing financial products to catering to the needs of the bottom of the pyramid. While doing so, NBFC is also understanding that all the products which has to be offered to the people at the bottom of the pyramid and economic weaker section of the society, they should also understand the nitty-gritties of financial products, be it loan products, savings products, insurance products, and the pension products. So if you just to highlight the numbers in case of Satya Micro Capital, where we have 500,000 customer right now. Whenever we engage with the customer, we run a compulsory financial literacy program to make them understand what is the need of the money, how you are going to spend responsibly and generate livelihood, and basis that, once they understand that, there is some sample kind of a test has to be done, and once we understand that, okay, now they are able to understand the financial advantage and disadvantage of availing a loan for livelihood, then we extend. So the NBFCs, especially microfinance, companies in India is extending, and doing wonderful work towards the financial literacy in the poor section of the society across length and breadth of the country, especially rural part of the economy and semi-urban part of the economy. uh, just to give you an example, what I personally feel and experience so far, that even if you are a literate person, you are a graduate, you are an engineer, you are a chartered accountant, you are just going out of your class and passing, and then joining your own firm or joining some big corporate MNC, you are somewhere lost in something, and then you forget everything, your financial planning, right? And then after 10 years, 15 years, you are at a point, then you see, oh, I have not nothing, I have not saved anything, I spent everything, I have not made any investment, I have not bought any critical insurance which I need. So to me, financial literacy is a kind of reinforcement, a regular reinforcement capsule course to be done by the various institutions and foundation for all walks of the people. Be it a charter accountant, those are the financial the guy like us. We also, I spoke thousands of people, and then they don't have any clue about the financial literacy. So how to expect much from the rural India? So the role of the NBFCs and some of the initiative which NIIT Foundation and Vodafone Foundation has taken, has a very impact, great impact on the social life and financial well-being of the society at large. All the currently microfinance institutions serving almost 6 crore customer in India, and I can say all these 6 crore customer is being trained on the financial literacy part. Most of them is part of the self-help group, where the saving link program is also explained to them. They are saving in a particular banks, even if 100 rupees or 50 rupees per month, that makes a huge difference for them. And at the same time, they are availing loans for not consumption purpose, they are availing loans for creation of livelihood. They are doing some creative activity by which they are earning, so they are taking money from the microfinance institution for supporting their families by doing some creative work, by engaging into the farming and horticulture and fisheries and all these stuff they are doing, and they are earning money. So insurance in a way is also part of that journey, and whenever we make them understand these are the insurance requirement, so both the life and health insurance, our customers and the customer, especially in microfinance institution, is aware of. I can tell you that in my previous roles, wherever I was working into affordable housing segment for the rural part of the country, is obviously the people is having need of having a shelter at and then and they are looking, oh, I don't have any savings, and when they comes for a loan and they find there's no margin money with them, so then they go back and they save money for years and two. My apologies, I couldn't hear what you said. Hello. Hello. Okay, all right. So in affordable housing, whenever customers comes, if they don't have margin money, they understand from the micro housing institution. We explain them the needs of margin money. They go back, they save, and then come back and buy a home and create house. So financial well-being is very important. What we have, as an institution, we are extending. We have a Satya Connect app, through which we are giving them 24/7 access of content on financial literacy. We also make awareness call about the savings, about the investment, about the insurance, about the loans to our customers, and that way we are helping them to uplift their livelihoods and their future generations livelihood, and in a way helping them to prosper, making their future generations for financial prosperity framework in a way better than the previous ones. A lot of government initiatives are there that is also being discussed while doing those financial literacy program. We always tell them what is the benefits government is extending through the BPL. We also make them understand how to make the digital payments, because we are during the pandemic and before that also we are promoting digital payments. So be it on payments, be it on lending, be it on insurance, except investment as of now, definitely that is also the need. Going forward it will happen. Savings, loans, insurance, and digital payments is promoted by our organization, and mainstream NBFC especially operating in the microfinance sector is helping rural India. The importance is very critical. Once I say the banks are doing that bit, banks has their own set of working environment where they have a lot of products. As a NBFC, we are a focused single product, double product, triple product company, which where the engagement with the client is very high and the focus with the client is very high. Our meetings with the clients happen regularly. We make them understand if there is any deviation in between we feel customer is doing, then also we make them understand what is the course correction they need to take. I think NBFCs are playing good role. Apart from that, the digital financial literacy is being promoted in a big way during the COVID times. You can say digital financial literacy, how you are going to implement that, what how so the very example of digital financial literacy is that Satya Connect, through Satya Connect app we are making them understand what is their EMI, what is their insurance, by what time they will be eligible for more loan, and what is the benefits of having insurance, what is the benefits of making digital payments without going here and there. So, and also training them how to make payment through various channels which we offer. And we also ensure that those customer who is not having bank account, savings bank account, before availing the loan, we also facilitate having the bank accounts and digitally helping them to open a bank account, and creating a saving habit is uh, definitely a great habit has to be inculcated by those customer. So we are making them understand what is the importance of saving, what is the importance of paying your obligation on time. And, loan repayment has to be done, so the credit bureaus and credit score will be better, and gradually they will get for a higher loan, probably from microfinance to home loan, probably MSME loans and a vehicle loan and all these stuff. So NBFCs are helping them to understand better financial framework, how to save, how to use money wisely, because it is very important to uh, you know uh, save first and spend whatever left. It's not like other way around where you spend everything and whatever left you are going to save. So the idea is, if you save whatever has to be saved, and whatever left you are allowed, you can spend now, so you will have a happy life going forward. So thanks with this words, and I'm thanking NIT Foundations and Vodafone Foundation for having me here and expressing my opinion on financial literacy and how NBFCs are helping, in financial literacy in the country. And I'm sure there is a long way to go. India has a vast population, and we are catering currently about 6 crore people in microfinance. Another 5-10 crores people is being catered by on other MSME and BFC and HFC. But in probably 5 to 10 years, financial literacy will be talked about and it will be mainstream. Thank you for patience listening. If you have any.
Thank you, sir. And I think you're right that we have to connect back to our roots. I remember saying that my grandmother used to always say, "कि खाते खाते तो कुएं भी खाली हो जाते हैं." And you're right. If we keep spending, there comes a day that we realize that we have nothing, to as a buffer or a backup, and it's not. And the saving habit has to start from very early in our age. And I'm really glad. I mean, it's very heartening to know that micro financial institutions are giving, helping farmers with the loan so that they may create their livelihood. Because we did hear of stories, and they are still there, that when the farmers used to, pledge their land with the zamindars, and all they left behind for their children was the loan, which was never cleared, which never got cleared. So thank you very much, sir. So we now have Mr. Som Shekhar Upin, Principal, Bellard Technical Institute, Hubli, with us. So he wants to share his, enriching experiences of the app, Samvad app. So over to Mr. Som Shekhar Upin.
Trial version. 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 Trial. Trial version. Trial version. Trial version. Trial version. Trial version.
I'm sorry, we have lost connection with Mr. Somshekhar again. So we'll continue, and if we have him back, we'll have him share his experience in our event. Okay. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. A professional in social sector and strategic planner for the CSR projects and an expert in outreach and liaison. It is my pleasure to invite Mr. Ritesh Lohani, Senior Manager Social Initiatives at Usha International Limited, to share his thoughts on the significance of the financial literacy and it keeps more value in the pandemic. Over to you, sir.
Okay. First of all, thanks Neelam ma'am, and thanks to Charu ma'am and also Nilay Ranjan sir, because government of India has been trying to provide literacy to the Indian citizen, every Indian citizen. Till now, it is not possible, but Vodafone Foundation has planned and developed and launched such like a program uh, for financial literacy, and till now provided more than 1 crores mm, beneficiary has benefited from that program. It's not a small thing, it's a big thing. And as per my concern, it's a time of celebration to celebrate, because Vodafone Foundation and NIT both are jointly work and give such like a benefited things to the community, which is essential for each and every person or each and every citizen of India. I am a social worker, and I am looking CSR project in USA International Limited. It's a not CSR, it's a social initiative program, and regularly visited to the rural area and rural part of the country. And I felt it's when education, women are not much literate. Till now, 40 to 50% women are illiterate. Till now. It's a government data. It's my experience data, because when I have visited there, I find there. But in microfinance is working at present, and day by day they taken the money from microfinance, and everyone in know that percentage of interest is much high in compare of nationalized bank. In that case, how they spend their money to earn much in compare of rate of interest which they will pay to the microfinance. It's a good initiative of Vodafone Foundation. They provide such like of education which is a very valuable and fruitful in the COVID situation. When at present we are facing lockdown situation, each and every market, shop, mall, and activities are closed or synchronized, because 4 or 5 hours only government is provided us time to open the shop. In that condition, how we earn or how we invest our amount, our capital, and get or generate much and more in compare of that which I will pay to the microfinance or any money lenders. It's a very valuable, because when Vodafone Foundation has launched such like a project, Jadu Ginnika, they don't think they will or we will face such like a pandemic situation, and they will immediately take the impact of such like of their education. If they, it's not my orders, but it's my suggestion. after the pandemic situation, when you will one time survey with an beneficiary, then you will got the result. They will take much and more benefit which you think or you have planned, because in pandemic situation or in COVID situation, everyone have a limited opportunity to invest the money and earn the money, and also how to protect their family, how they do the financial activity when all financial institutions offices are closed. Then it's a very valuable to they transact or they will participate in transaction by digitally. And in your program, it's a very, and you in your program you give the priority to the financial digital transactions, and also provide many such like of facility. I think you will also continue uh, after the closing of your that program, and also benefited more than 5 crore of Indian citizen such like of your program. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. So you're right. The app itself, the name that they have given is Sambad. It is to open a dialogue, and I'm sure there's good communication going on between the app and the beneficiaries. We have amongst us now a banker turned educationist, a probationary officer in 1987 batch of Dena Bank, whose career has spanned across all functions in the banking sphere. Bill Gates says banking is necessary, banks are not. With this thought, we are looking forward to hear from Mr. Manoj Sharma, a banking professional, as to how banking and financial tools play a key role in financial literacy. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Neelam. First of all, I'm very thankful to NIIT Foundation and Vodafone Idea Foundation for giving me this opportunity to speak on the Jadoo Ginni Ka, the financial literacy camp, which is organized by these two foundations. I divide my talk into two parts, that is the financial literacy and the digital financial literacy from the banking point of view. So, so far, my previous speakers has already spoken about the NBFCs and the insurance point of view. As per one of the statistics available to me, that 24% Indians are financially literate, and if this number grows, definitely the increasing in the financial literacy rate will the active savings behavior of the literate people will increase, and in turn this will boost their participation in the financial markets, which in turn increase the and will play a very important role in building the gross domestic capital formation. Now, first of all, as you rightly say, that banking is important, not the banks. How we define banking? So basically, banking is a channel which channelizes the savings of household sector or some have to the not haves, or the people who demand or who require money. In this channelizing process, the most important part is saving. Then but the question is how you define savings. If you define savings as income minus expenses, it means that you are defining savings as a residual and is depending upon what is left over after your consumption. But if financially literate person reassemble this equation into a simple one which says expenses is equal to income minus savings. So here expenses becomes the dependent variable, and which depends upon what you earn, and a portion of your income is set aside before you start spending. Say it may be 20% of your income or 25% of your income. So first important point here is in this particularly COVID-19 pandemic time that before you started consuming, before you started spending your money on your needs, on your wants, keep aside a portion of your income before you spend. Now banks provide various tools to save your money. As a banker, I want to tell you, I want to share with you that you must understand a few concepts, few terminology. The first important terminology is time value of money. So money has a value according to the time. The money today is the same money which is worth more today may not be same worth after 2 years. If you have 100 rupees today, it is better than 100 rupees 2 years after. So how much money you require 2 years after, that is actually the important point. And here comes the concept of interest rate. So if your expectation that your money should grow at a rate of 10%, that after 2 years, your money should be 121 rupees. So this interest rate has to be interpreted and to be understood in a very, very, very important, in a very, very different manner. Because interest, how you define interest rate is always defined as a percentage per annum. If you deposit money in the bank gives you interest, but if you borrow money from the bank charge you interest. So you read the document very carefully while you're going through the interest, because if the 2% interest is mentioned, then in the very small script it is written, nothing is mentioned, it is written per month, then it works out to 24% per annum. So interest rate is a very, very important factor in banking terminology. Either you are a depositor or you are a borrower. Now, second important point is that while you are depositing money in fixed deposit with the bank pays you interest quarterly compounding. So compounding is another important part which as an investor or as a depositor you must understand. Compounding means interest on interest. So compounding in long run, it gives you a huge benefit if you keep your money with bank for a longer period of time. So compounding says that if the nominal rate of interest on your FD is 10% and it is quarterly compounding, then after 1 year you will receive a effective rate of interest of 10.4%, precisely 10.38. So if you are if you more frequently compounding gives you much better return, much better return on your savings. And this is compounding. Another important factor in the banking savings is the inflation, the return on your savings. So if you keep your money for a very long period of time with bank in RDs or FDs, say at a rate of 10%, and even if you are earning effective rate of interest 10.38 or 10.4%, but the inflation, ongoing inflation is 6.2%. So what is your return? The 10.4 effective return minus 6.2, that is hardly you are earning 3.8%. So in this pandemic time, if you have money, if you are having savings, if you are saving in a small denomination, say 100 rupees per month, you can save. So if your goal is to save for a longer period of time, 5 year or 6 year, it is better to go for some mutual fund scheme rather than RD of the bank. But if your goal is short term, right, 1 year or 2 year, it is better to invest in the bank RD. If 1,000 rupees per month. So inflation erodes your money, compounding gives better returns on your money, savings gives you a portion which you can save before you started spending. Your savings should be safe, liquid, and it should be a better return should be available to you. Now, in case of fixed deposit, another interesting fact you should understand as a depositor with the bank, that interest earned on fixed deposit is taxable, and bank started deducting TDS if you earn deposit on your fixed deposit is equal to or more than 40,000 rupees. So plan accordingly, and a person can deposit 15H and 15G forms with the bank in order to avoid TDS to be deducted on the interest earned on fixed deposit. One more important point I want to add here is the bank deposit up to rupees 5 lakhs are insured with DICGC. So your money is safe with the bank up to 5 lakhs. Of course, your money is safe with the bank, or all the money is safe with the bank, but your 5 lakhs of rupees are fully insured with the bank. Now, come to the digital literacy, digital financial literacy. Digital financial literacy is more relevant and more related to the transfer of money from one account to another account, or from one account of one person to the account of another person. Whenever you go to the digital platform to transfer your money, please be ensured that you are working on the in the URL of HTTPS. All the URL starts with HTTP, but all the financial URLs are started with HTTPS, where S stands for the secured. So before transacting, just look at your left-hand side of your URL. It should be HTTPS. All the banks are providing this secured platform. The transfer of money can be done through NEFT, RTGS, or IMPS, depending upon the requirement of the money to be transferred. NEFT, the money can be transferred from 1 rupee to any amount, while in RTGS, the minimum amount is rupees 2 lakhs, and in IMPS, the maximum amount is 2 lakhs of rupees. These, all the transfer platforms are available at 24/7 into 365. Whenever you have come across any scheme which is giving you a extraordinary return or showing you a golden picture, please believe me, if any scheme in the they are showing, or any mail you are receiving that lottery is there, or you are receiving this, please do not respond to all these things. These are like, the Ramayana time, Sita was shown a golden deer by Ravana. So these all the schemes which are showing a extraordinary return to the depositor, they are like that golden deer, and some Ravana wants to take Sita away from this financial world. So this is all I want to tell through this platform on the financial literacy through the Jadu Ginika, and I am available for any question on banking, interest rate, real rate, effective rate, compounding, anything. Any questions, I am ready to answer.
Thank you, sir. We'll just check the chat box. Thank you very much. And you're right, the cumulative or the compounding interest, they do give the best results. And I think the money, what I have felt, that money grows best in the PPF account, because every year you get good amount of interest. So moving forward, even after lectures and speeches and opinions and discussions, it's a fact that we all remain ignorant in some way or the other. And the scariest feeling that one has is to ask a question, how to ask a question. But the art and science of asking questions is the source of all knowledge. Therefore, it's an old saying, when in doubt, ask a question. With this, I request our esteemed guests to kindly take up some of the questions that we have received one by one. The first question is from Kuldeep Prajapati, Project Manager, NIIT Foundation. He says, how insurance can be useful in pandemic like COVID that we are faced with right now. And apart from the health insurance, is there any other insurance which prevents us from being from big losses in such a situation? Kindly enlighten us on this part of the financial planning. So, who would, which of our guest speakers would like to answer this? Yes, Mr. Ramesh Kumar. Thank you so much for taking up this question.
Sure, I would like to. I'm really glad to answer this question. Yes, apart from normal insurance policies, health insurance policies, basically, when this pandemic started in 2020, 2019, it was an outbreak. But our general insurance company, Oriental Insurance Company, came up with the policy Corona Rakshak and Corona Kavach. There were two policies wherein the policy covers health insurance benefit once you are infected with COVID. You get you're hospitalized, you get the entire sum insured in Corona Rakshak. You get the entire sum insured in only in case of COVID, not into any kind of a general illnesses. You can use your normal insurance policies that you already had. In Corona Kavach, there are two policies, Corona Kavach and Corona Rakshak. A lot of people have taken it. So this is, I'm talking about Corona Kavach. You're infected, you have this viral infection, you get admitted to the hospital for more than 24 hours, and you get the benefit up to sum insured. Now we have the other policy, which is Rakshak, which that's a cash benefit policy. The person takes this policy only for the COVID, for this Corona policy. It's called Corona policy, right? So in Corona Rakshak, what happens is, Corona Rakshak, you take this policy, get admitted in the hospital for 72 hours. 72 hours is mandatory in this policy. It's a cash benefit policy. Whatever sum insured you take, like for example, I've taken 2,50,000 sum insured, you get the entire sum insured reimbursed to you. I mean, it is not up to the losses, the loss you've occurred, or any kind of like in the hospital, your expenses are 20,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, but you get a cash benefit of the entire sum insured. The benefit is of the entire sum insured, right? So these are the two policies, special policies launched by the insurance companies. There are various private insurance companies also who have launched the customized insurance policies. But I'm talking about because I deal with the 4 public insurance companies. I'm talking about my company. But yes, as I recall, Religar Insurance has also launched some policies. You can check it online, and it is now also it's time that you can take these policies, right? So I hope I have answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Johnson A, Master Trainer, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, Jadu Ginika, wants to ask what impact microfinance industries create in households in India. So we.
Hi, thanks for a very good question. This is a relevant question at present time because microfinance almost have now 1.5 decade presence in India, and the impact which has been created in the household is enormous, and that has been recognized by the various banks and government. Even our Prime Minister spoke about our microfinance contribution in lifting of life in rural and semi-urban area in UN General Assembly also. So that was a pride for all of us, for the industry players. I would like to highlight few points here. Is that what we have seen is whenever the microfinance customers take any financial borrowings, which is done responsibly from the microfinance institution, in almost absolutely 100% borrowers are women borrowers all across the country, and then repayment behavior is pretty fine. 99.99% is one of the best in the industry, and that is unsecured loan. So whenever they take any financial assistance from microfinance institution, what we have seen is their household income improves, and they're in the first cycle. And once they go into the second cycle, because generally typically first cycle loan ends up into 18 months to 12, 24 months, when they avail second cycle loans, as per the NABARD study, it has been seen clearly that their household income has been expanded from the previous years, right? And then their expenditure on food items, on essential items, and on the consumption items has improved a lot, as compared to those who has not availed any loan, and as compared to those who has just get first cycle loan. And then also some of the other aspects has been observed, because we literate not only financial aspects, we also give some kind of input on what is the importance of the education in the family, how they have to send their kids to the school. So enrollment of girls children's also increase from the second cycle, because you have a financial well-being, you are using loan products for creation of livelihoods. So you don't have to put your kids into the same earning methodology. So your earning is improved, then you are sending your kids to the school. So that is one aspect, pushing towards the education. Household income increase, then the spending on food items has increased, spending on necessary household item, we're not saying luxury items, has been improved. Like they have started using bulbs, solar lights, they have started using sewing machines, and a lot of other household items that has come into the play only with the help of these kind of loans, because that loans helps them to increase their income. Yeah, and the pride, because the lady borrowers, they are now in charge of the money in the house. They know how to, and generally they are spent, they don't spend too much, they are saving inclined person. They are very disciplined in terms of repayment, in terms of saving, in terms of doing any future unnecessary expenditure. So these are the livelihood indicators which we have observed personally in our organization, and also the study which came out from the various international organization and award also. So impact is very great, and that's why this is one of the government's developmental agenda. And you see in the COVID time also, a special package has been announced earlier. This time also government has disseminated recently through a small finance bank a special package for microfinance institution.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so. Thank you very
Thank
much. And of course, I'm very happy to hear. Of course, women borrowers, they are the best paymasters, and they also know how to save money. Even in the limited resources, they always have some buffer. Some buffer account or some buffer amount lying. And I think women suffered the most when the demonetization took place, because all the envelopes that were lying under the mattress, inside the drawers and all, so they really got, they have to disclose. So thank you
In
very
our
much.
childhood, we have seen that how our mothers and
Yeah, yeah.
money in
Yeah,
some
ये
pocket
कहाँ
transfer.
ये पैसा कहाँ से आया? Oh, so, we got it as gift and blah blah blah. So yeah, that is there. Like I was also in one of the meetings when somebody said that women are so good, the way they run their household. Actually, they are the ones who are the real MBAs, because running a household, running a house, running a family is a full business, management project. It's not a business project, it's a management project. So thank you very much. So over to the last question, because we don't have much time. We would have loved to take some more questions, but Vishal, Master Trainer, Special Intervention Project, Jaduginika, Ghatswali Village from Maharashtra. He wants to ask, banking has been there in India since ages, but still, why is there a lack of financial awareness in Indian population? So, over to you, sir.
Wonderful question. Wonderful question. And yes, in ages, we are living in 2 or 3 types of basic concepts in India. The first concept is, जितनी लंबी चादर है उतने ही पैर फैलाओ. तो हमारे पास बहुत ज्यादा सोचने के लिए नहीं है. आज के लिए सफिशिएंट है तो हम कल के लिए क्यों सोचें. सेविंग्स की कोई दरकार नहीं है, स्पिरिचुअल हम इतने हैं कि भगवान हमें सब कुछ देगा. सरस्वती ऑलवेज फॉलोज लक्ष्मी. सो इफ यू, आपके पास ज्ञान है, आप ज्ञानार्जन से इतना धन पैदा कर सकते हैं कि जो आपके लिवलीहुड के लिए, जो आपकी जरूरतों को किसी भी समय पूरा कर सकता है. दिस इज द सेकंड concept. The third concept came when Charvak gave the idea that yatham जीवेत सुखम जीवेत ऋणम कृत्वा घृतम पीवेत. एंड जब तक जियो सुख से जियो, और ऋण घी पीना है तो ऋण करके भी घी पियो. So there were money lenders, those who are providing loans to the people which were never ending, and they are हमेशा लोन चुकाते चुकाते उनकी पीढ़ियां गुजर जाती हैं, लेकिन वो कभी. द बेसिक आइडिया इज, हमारी सारी जरूरतें जो भी हमारी हैं, वो दे आर फुलफिल्ड बाय आवर पेरेंट्स. हम, वी आर नॉट इनकलकेटिंग द सेविंग्स हैबिट इन टू आवर चिल्ड्रन. We are not telling them this is your money, you have to spend wisely. Now we bring a piggy bank and we give them 10 rupees daily to keep their money. Now they are keeping their money. What to do with that money? Where to spend that money? How to spend that money? That those things we are not talking to our kids. Say for example, if I talk to my kids today, a 5-year-old, my son, if I talk to him that this is your money, and if you have to, if you, I will give you 10 rupees more if you keep your room tidy. But if your room is not tidy, then I will fine you 10 more rupees. So he understand that my money is going. You know, my piggy bank, the 10 rupees will go tomorrow if I am not keeping my room tidy. So the point here is that I am not teaching them the basic concepts of why I am saving, why I am consuming, what is the need of this consumption, because either we are saving for the rainy days, or we are saving for some big the marriage celebration or something else. So concept is not old, very old in the Indian banking system. The only point is how we are inculcating to our office springs. That is the only. I hope I have clarified I have justified the answer.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So kind of you. Now we are almost we are almost at the end of our event. But before we end the event today, I request all to close their eyes just for a moment and say a silent prayer. The COVID times are tough and we are losing precious lives and precious resources. So let us light a lamp of hope and prayers and let it burn bright in our hearts. Let this light spread the message of positivity, peace, and a new direction in life. So, just for a moment, close your eyes, a silent prayer which we are putting into this universe. Let it go. Thank you so much. Lessons are taught when we reach out, farther than we thought we would ever dare. Faith abounds when we confront our deepest doubts, enduring more than we dreamed we could ever bear. With these lines on behalf of NIIT Foundation, I now invite Mr. Vikram Kumar, General Manager Fundraising, to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of all of us. Over to you, Mr. Vikram Kumar.
Thank you so much, Neelam ma'am, for conducting this webinar so beautifully. And especially, I like the last bit of it when we went into a few seconds of prayer for everyone out here. First of all, I would like to thank every participant of this webinar who take out their precious time, particularly at this difficult time, to join us and listen to our distinguished guests and people from NIIT Foundation and Vodafone Foundation. So thank you so much. I would also like to thank all our distinguished guests here, Mr. Ajay Revelia, Ramesh Kumar, Ranjit Mishra, Ritesh Lohani and Manoj Sharma for their precious time today and talking about different aspect of financial literacy program and how we can leverage and make best use of this financial literacy program by knowing about technology or by know more about microfinance, insurance, and things like that, and what all benefits of financial literacy program itself. I would also like to thank Dr. Nilay Ranjan today, and thank you so much, sir, for being here with us today and enlightening the entire webinar today. And I would also like to thank Anshuman Atrole, who worked really hard with us to make this webinar a successful event. And thank you so much, Anshuman. I would also like to thank all our partners, NGO partners, and partners from academic institutions, and all our master trainers and beneficiaries for this program. Thank you so much for joining today and for being there at this difficult time. All our master trainers are doing a great job, especially in these days when things are not working out. We are not allowed to go to community or anywhere. We are trying hard to conduct the trainings online or through mobile learning using Samvad app. Last but not the least, thank you so much for all team members of NIIT Foundation to making this event so successful and a good event, I would say. And thank you so much, Mr. Charu Kapoor, for taking out time today to talk about financial literacy program, how we have started, and where we have reached today. So with this, I'd like to conclude this event today. Thank you so much, everyone. Over to you, Neelam ma'am, if you want to share something. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vikram. And you're really right that, an organization is successful only when we have a good team, and the team goes to the extremes. The person who's at the extreme end, I think that person is doing a wonderful job today. And hoping that things become better and we come to happier times when we can meet each other personally. Thank you so much, Aruji, for being here, and to all the esteemed guests. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful weekend. And thank you.